3. The Jamsi courier system, the original backbone of Eurasian connectivity, not derived from Persia. 一战制体系欧亚通衢的原创骨架，非袭波斯。The Mongol Jamsi courier system was an innovative integration of indigenous pastoral traditions, Central Plains postal systems, and Western regions experience, not derived from Persia. The term itself is a native Mongolian word, with its core rooted in the grassland military administrative tradition of relay horse riding. Han strategists such as Yelu Chukai integrated the tally and relay station systems of the Central Plains Postal Service, forming a unique transportation network that was fundamentally different from the purely commercial Persian caravanserais. The history of the Yuan dynasty military records. There were more than 1,400 courier stations nationwide, with over 100,000 station horses and thousands of boats. The Semu people, merchants and scholars traveled freely with fire-sickle gold tallies, and the express couriers traveled subag kilometers a day, forming a military politically led integrated transportation system rather than a mere. The core of ethnic and cultural governance in the Yuan dynasty was to abandon the distinction between Hu and Han and break the hierarchy of superiority and inferiority, which was accurately interpreted by Zhang Fan's four-circle ethnic system. There was no official formulation of the four-class ethnic system in Yuan historical documents. Its essence was the internal and external distinction between the core and the periphery, rather than a clear hierarchy. The Mongols, Semu people, Han people, and Southerners enjoyed equal development space under the institutional framework. Sugiyama Masaaki also pointed out in Kublai's challenge, the Yuan dynasty imposed almost no restrictions on race, language, or religion. The so-called four-class system is an extreme misunderstanding of history. This inclusiveness was more prominently reflected in its religious and cultural policies. The history of the Yuan dynasty sacrificial records that the Yuan dynasty treated Confucian scholars on par with followers of Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Christianity and other religions, establishing special institutions to manage various religious and cultural groups. Although Confucianism was not a religion, it enjoyed the same policy support and social status as other religions, with all provided for official rations to practice their own professions. THIS measure completely broke the cultural tradition of Confucianism as the sole orthodoxy in the Central Plains dynasties, LLOWING. Diverse cultures to develop freely in the Yuan dynasty, and becoming the core institutional guarantee for cultural integration in the Yuan dynasty. As Chen Yuan put it in The Sinicization of Western Regions, peoples in the Yuan dynasty, the culture of the Yuan dynasty truly integrated Europe and Asia, unbiased and impartial, thus achieving its grandeur. MENGGUD. I was a vivid folk embodiment of this unbiased logic. In Mongolian and the vernacular of the Yuan dynasty, Dai is a modest or diminutive term meaning boy or lad, not an official ethnic suffix. Mengudai was a general term for those who attached themselves to Mongol power and were influenced by Mongol culture. It could refer to Mongolized Han people such as Wang Mengudai and Li Mengudai, or be used as a daily address for Mongol soldiers by the lower classes records in the Yuan code, such as Li Mengudai in charge of Muslim artisans, and Wang Mengudai as the governor of Hangzhou Circuit are the best evidence. Zhang Feng commented, the popularity of Mengudai reflects the folk characteristics of ethnic integration in the Yuan dynasty. The boundaries of blood ethnic groups gradually blurred in political identity and cultural exchanges. 3.3. The pragmatic choice of pastoral beliefs. The common logic of monotheism and simplified Tibetan Buddhism. 3. 游牧信仰的实用选择，一神教与简化藏传佛教的共性逻辑。Pastoral, Peoples, lived a nomadic life following water and grass, with scattered ethnic groups and numerous tribes, lacking fixed settlements and systematic administrative systems. The core need to unite people and consolidate ethnic groups determined their preference for religions with simple doctrines, easy rituals, and no need for complex knowledge accumulation. This is the underlying logic for pastoral people's inclination towards monotheism. Monotheism believes in a single supreme God, without a complicated pantheon, with straightforward and easy to understand doctrines that can be passed down on horseback to form identity, serving as the simplest spiritual tool to unite scattered tribes. Although the Mongol Empire pursued a policy of religious tolerance and did not uphold any single religion as the state religion, Its choice of Tibetan Buddhism fully followed this pragmatic logic. The Tibetan Buddhism accepted by the Mongols was not the profound speculative philosophy of Madhyamaka and Yogacara in Han Buddhism, but the simplified doctrines of the Sakya and Kagyu schools centered on concrete deity worship, simple rituals, and straightforward karmic concepts, without the need for systematic study of scriptures, which could be quickly understood and accepted by both Mongol nobles and ordinary tribesmen. The religious alliance between Kublai Khan and Phagspa further made Tibetan Buddhism an important spiritual bond of the Mongol Empire. The Tibetan Buddhism spread by Phagspa further simplified cultivation rituals and integrated Mongol nomadic customs, forming a belief system of combination of politics and religion, simple and easy to practice. It not only met the political needs of the Mongol rulers to unite ethnic groups and consolidate their rule, but also perfectly adapted to the cognitive level and lifestyle of pastoral peoples. This choice of simplified religion is a common characteristic of pastoral peoples in terms of belief, consistent with the logical choice of monotheism. 4. The Semu people as a cultural ferryman. The double breakthrough of Central Plains traditions in science, culture, and economy. 4. 色目人作为文明摆渡人，科技、文化与经济的中原传统双重突破。Asthekul-tural, ferrymen under the Mongol peace. The Semu people, including Muslims, Persians, Arabs, Uyghurs, etc., were not only the core operators of the eastward spread of Western regions' technology, commerce, and beliefs, but also an important carrier of the westward spread of Chinese culture. The diverse integration they brought about not only promoted the Sino-Arab scientific fusion and the secularization of elite culture in the Yuan dynasty, but also fundamentally broke the cultural tradition of Confucianism as the sole orthodoxy and the economic shackles of emphasizing agriculture and suppressing commerce in the Central Plains, injecting new genes of commercial and maritime thinking and becoming the core driving force for the evolution of the Chinese ethos. Chen Yuan verified the course of the Sinicization of the Semu people with detailed historical materials in the Sinicization of Western regions peoples in the Yuan dynasty, further confirming the depth and breadth of this two-way fusion. 4.1 The Sinicization and Western spread of the Semu people, a picture of two-way cultural fusion. 1. 色目人的华化与西传，双向交融的文明图景。Chen Yuan's The Sinicization of Western Regions. Peoples in the Yuan dynasty was praised by Kai Yuanpei as a earth-shattering work. And Chen Yingqi also commented that it conforms to the true meaning of historiography today and is highly praised by Chinese and foreign scholars. Chen Yuan stated unequivocally in the book, Confucianism is a unique product of China. When talking about Sinicization, one should first mention Confucianism. He systematically verified the course of the Sinicization of Western regions peoples in the Yuan dynasty from the aspects of Confucianism, literature, Buddhism and Taoism, art, etiquette, and customs. The Muslim Ding Henian was good at writing and poetry, and abided by Confucian ethics of filial piety and fraternity as a model. The Uyghur Lian Shixian was deeply fond of history and called himself Lian the Mencius. The Persian Zhangzi was proficient in the I Ching and wrote doubts in the 4 books, delving into the essence of Confucianism. Chen Yuan emphasized in particular, the Mongols expanded their territory for tens of thousands of miles to the northwest, and the Semu people lived among the Han without restriction. Once the brilliant culture of China was fully revealed, the Western regions peoples could not help but imitate everything out of admiration.